Okay, so since we've talked about the idea of area, now we want to dive into the idea of volume. And the first figure that we want to look at is something called a prism, which is a polyhedron, which is a shape with two parallel faces called bases. And that's the big thing, is we want to identify what those bases are of my polyhedrons or my prisms. So when I look at the idea of volume of a prism, remember, volume is how much I can put into it. How much, like water, or how much sand can I put into a figure. So when I want to find the volume of a prism, volume is going to be the area of the base times the height of the prism. Okay? So what I have to be able to do is figure out what the area of the base is, which in some cases they say that's big B. Like when you look at your formula sheet when you take your air test, that's what it is, times the height, or h. So let's look at some problems and just try to apply this. So the big thing is, first, I need to figure out what type of base I have. So in this case, guys, I'm just going to try to highlight the base. They are parallel sides. So what are parallel to each other are my two triangles. So I have a triangular base, which actually makes it into a triangular prism. So what I want to do is I want to define the volume. Remember, we said the volume equals area of base times the height of the prism. So I want to take my triangle and find the area of my triangle. Is half base times height. So I want to look at my triangle and say, hey, what's the height of my triangle? I'm going to say that this is my base and that's my height. If I were to look at my triangle looks like this. So that's why I'm saying this is 4 and that's 3. So I'm going to take half of 3 and multiply it by 4. So I get 6. So my volume is 6 meters squared times the height of my prism. What's pushing the two bases apart? That's what's pushing the two bases apart. So that's 1 meter. So my volume is going to be 6 meters cubed. That's the volume of my figure. So I want to figure out what type of bases I have first, then find the area of them, and then multiply it by the height. Let's look at another one. So I have lots of different bases here, but the big idea here is I'm going to say that this one is my base, right there. Okay? So if I draw my base right here, it looks like all of my sides are 6 centimeters. And maybe this helps, just to draw the base first. I want to find the area of the base. And then multiply it by the height of the prism. So area of the base. So area is going to be 6 centimeters times 6 centimeters. So my area is 36 centimeters squared. So I'm taking 36 centimeters squared and multiplying it by what is pushing them away. So what's pushing those two bases away is 5 centimeters. So 36 times 5 is going to be 180 centimeters cubed. Let's look at another one. Same idea here is I want to identify my base, which is back here. There's my base. So I'm going to draw my base. And I know I have the bottom being 6 centimeters. And this is, or I guess it's kilometers, sorry. 10 kilometers. 10 kilometers. Okay? So I want to find the area of the base. So that's going to be 6 kilometers times 10 kilometers. So my area is 60 kilometers squared. So it's the area of base times the height. So the area of the base we said was 60 kilometers. And then I'm multiplying it by what's pushing it away, which is 3 kilometers. So when I multiply both those together, I get 180 kilometers cubed to be my volume. And then just one more. So in this case, I want to figure out what my base is, which it looks like I have a trapezoid. Okay. I know this is 5, this is 5, this is 5, and then this is 9. And the height, they tell me, is 4.6. Okay? So area of a trapezoid is 1/2 the height times base 1 plus base 2. So it's 1/2 of 4.6 times 5 plus 9, which is 14. So I'm taking half of 4.6 and multiplying it by 14. So I'm taking, and I get my area to be 32.2 centimeters squared. So it's area of base times the height. So I'm taking 32.2 centimeters squared and multiplying it by 8 centimeters, because that's what's pushing it away from each other. That 8 is pushing my two sides away from each other, two parallel sides. And when I do that, I get 257.6 centimeters cubed. Okay? So I'm going to get back to you guys in a second. I encourage you guys to try the next few problems, and I will talk to you soon.